power this guy up. And beautiful. That's the new display installed. For this modification, everything came with instructions, and the tools required for this is going to be a Phillips head screwdriver. Always ensure that the size screwdriver that you use matches up to the screws in the unit. There's many different sizes of screws, many different sizes of Phillips head screwdriver. If you don't use the right size, you'll end up stripping the screw, the screw head specifically. Also going to need a set of wire cutters simply to cut a couple cable ties in there, and then that's it. That's the tools required. One of the most important things happens to be step number 1 on the instructions is disconnect the power cord. So we don't need any electrocutions here. Completely different video in that case. So disconnect that, and let me say that you should accept all responsibility for your actions. That I, in making this video, or the manufacturer of the parts, accept no responsibility for your actions. If you don't feel qualified to do this, then get a qualified service personnel, because the equipment clearly states that on the back. With that said, this really isn't a hard modification to do. So it involves opening up the unit. There are 5 screws on each side. There are 2 screws on the back for the case. The display, the front of the unit, comes off. There are 4 screws, 2 on each side and 2 on the bottom. So they're able to clip these wire ties from the chassis here, because that is going to prevent us from pulling this lead, which happens to be attached to the on-off switch right here. On-off switch is mounted to the display board, so without removing that, we're not going to be able to remove the display board. So we're also going to pull the inverter lead. We're going to pull that. Let me note that these connectors are polarized, meaning that you can't put them in the wrong way. Actually, you can if you tried really hard, but they will only normally fit one direction. So the inverter lead, the display connection, we're going to disconnect that, and then several other connectors for the switches board, and volume pot and headphone jack. We're going to pull that. Let me also note that these connectors have, each one of them has a different number of connection, so you can't mess up where they go. I mean, they will only go one location, and once again they are polarized. So that should free up the display board to come off, and that's it. We're going to have to disassemble this unit, which appears to be approximately 5 more screws to get this guy apart. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this unit off the work table, and then we'll do just the display board. The display board that we'll be replacing is this unit right here. If we were doing a traditional electroluminescent backlight replacement, we would be desoldering these two terminals here and simply sliding the backlight out this direction. Okay, good. We can see it a little better. This might help with our experiment. So as you can see, it's that's the electroluminescent style. Lint-free cloth, and just simply wipe any dust and debris off the inside of this bezel. A little bit accumulates over the years, not much. And then we're going to go ahead and peel the protective film off of the new display. Just for the heck of it, I am going to put this on the old display. We'll probably just save this guy for another day, maybe a different project. Maybe a friend will have a bad display and need one. Who knows? But we'll just go ahead and put that over there. And take this guy and put him back in the bezel. Just like so. Put the screws back, removed. Okay, I want to briefly test the new display just to check its functionality before I go through and reassemble the unit. So we're going to power this guy up. I urge caution when doing the memory backup battery. There's really one safe way to do this. Which is, back up all of your sounds and settings using the appropriate method, and power off the unit and disconnect it from mains. No power whatsoever. That's the safe way to do it. And the bottom connection is the negative. So anyway, so let's find a spot for this. I believe I can get by, and I can put it right here. It requires chassis ground for mounting. So I'm going to reach in there and I'm going to pull the battery, using care not to drop it on the board. So there's the old battery. It's not really that old. I just did this, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so. But once again, this was before I learned of this great modification that George has come up with. So this is not a battery. This is considered to be simply an adapter, and this adapter just simply slides into place like the original, and down we go. And that's it. The battery has been replaced.